Hey, you tourists, it's your boy Nomination. This is back in the base. The chunk of the this is how we do text, baby. Man, I know it's back. You know what it is. Know this. It is. Real men rise up. Fake men rise down. Real women rise up. Fake women rise down. Breath word preacher, preach on. And today's topic we're going to talk about is why I'm showing this ring. I'm going to tell you why I showed this ring. Because, let me say this. Sooner or later, when you want to pop something, a question, the question is always gonna whether it's gonna comes up when you're gonna spend that person the rest of your life is whoever that person you want to spend your rest of life is. But I might not get a ring yet, but sooner or later I think about planning for years to come to get it. Because I'm getting a certain age, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. What really gets me why I'm showing this, it's kind of sad that we live in a society that men and women have a hard time finding that special someone. When I was young, I was wild and roughing up like every other guy does, but then I didn't know what real love is about until you learn from it. And I did mess with sisters and white girls and Latino girls a lot that more. So, women is women. But I say to this, man, whoever that woman, that special woman is in my heart, I will pop this question when I do got a replace a ring in I have in my hand. But it's not the ring that a woman's supposed to love. It's the man that she loves. Because when I do pop a question for a woman, I want a woman show some real tears that actually really cry because she really want to love that man, want to be with that man. And I'm gonna say this: I want a woman just to not just to love me, just to have rings. I want her to love me just to be with me forever. Because I'm gonna tell you, man, and that's the problem with our society nowadays. But there's a group of people who don't want to see nobody happy. Unfortunately, is there's a lot of people who are out there like that. So I'm showing this because whatever my time comes to get married, whatever my time has come, because my mother never been married. My father want to get married. She just don't want to get married. My mother and my sister never got married. My other sister never got married. My stepbrother never got married, and my brother never got married. A lot of my families that I know never got married, unless I probably got some family members from my mother's side and my dad's side probably got married. But I'm gonna say to this, I want to address this because there's a lot of lower married rate in the black community, and I want to get to the bottom of it. Is it always the current it's always been like that? Because they always say marriage is for white people. Because you hear this a lot. You hear this a lot, man. That it's kind of sad that in the black community, because black community get married as well, but in sad part it don't celebrate it in our culture. Now, don't get me wrong, there are brothers and sisters out there do get married like whites and Asian and everybody else. But why is it that it's like that in every other culture they brace on marriage? Me, I'm not getting no younger. But I tell you this, it get frustrated after a while, and wonder why that we have and make you want to say you don't want to get married, because what's the point of just waiting yourself around waiting for that person, because you're not gonna keep waiting for that person. Maybe it's kind of frustrating to me, but you ever have that reason? I show this because this is an issue in our community, that when it comes to popping a question, you know, a lot of my family members never got married, never had, never did. I don't know why. It's maybe because we don't practice marriage in our community like every other group. It don't make no sense. You got to find other races in order to find somebody. But if for your own, they can't even stand each other. But they going each other upside their throats. And ask yourself this question. Just give me your comment, give me your video response, and why do you think it is? Maybe it's not just the black community. Maybe it's a world issue. Because marriage used to be in faithfulness of two people and been faithful to God. That's what they say. But people take that for granted nowadays because there's some people don't believe in God. People want to commit adultery. People want to commit of domestic violence. People want to commit sex, violence, and murder. And I feel sorry for the real couple that actually really are married. You know, soon as they get married, they never gonna expect what it's gonna be. But I'm gonna say to this: if you are married people, I hope you stay married because I know how tough it is. I know how tough it is when you're trying to find somebody that you actually cared about. That that I'm 28. I never got having kids. Never been married. Never. I will want to get married, but it's this finance that is the main problem. You got to bring the money in just like that in order to marry to keep it a woman. But what happened? What marriage, what love is really all about? And men and women forgot about that for some reason. I understand that men and women they got issues. I understand all that. I understand it is a problem. So you know. I understand it because it is a big issue. It is a big issue, and you know that when it comes to marriage, because reason why I want to say this kind of stuff because you know if I don't get married, then I might as well be single for the rest of my life. Then get to a point because I don't know, maybe just me. I don't know why it's always been a problem in the black community, but I can tell that we can't stand each other. I can tell. People are silent about it. They don't want to talk about it. You know this and that, and you know we're a dime braided out. And you mean to tell me, and you would think things are changing, things are getting better? I don't think so. It's gonna get worse, and I might as well be the single the rest of my life. And even if I don't have nobody, you know, whatever. That's just the way it is. And people wonder why nobody want to get married. So that's why they out there, you know, stay single. You have to remain single. It's so damn hard nowadays to find that special one. You know, I want to get married because to see what it's like. If it's going to last very long. Let's say I want to get married for 75 years of marriage. That's a beautiful long time. But frankly, in 2014, it will never be this way because there's a group of people who don't want to see nobody happy. I understand nobody, no man and no woman gonna fight the risk enough because soon as you get married, you got to wake up that same person. You're gonna have to deal with her. She's gonna have to deal with you. And y'all have to fight for it. Y'all have to fight for y'all lives in order to but it's not the marriage I'm targeting. It's the based on the system of marriage of the system. That's what I'm targeting. Why do we very taught in a very young age that getting married is the best solution, which it is, and I'm happy for it. And then when you want to bring kids in the world, I don't want to bring no kids in the world who don't prepare for anything what this world is going to bring. Look how they portrayed an image when a certain people get married. They portrayed that like marriage is the thing for white brothers, sisters, Europeans, or Asian, and I can go on. But when it comes to our community, I noticed that it maybe just you maybe it's just me. It bothers me because I just know it. I've been single for what about 12 or 13 years by now, and it sucks like hell. It really is sucks that you can't even trust anyone. Now it's all about lust. Now it's all about having a lot of multiple partners. That's what it's about now. And I feel bad for the people who actually want somebody. They don't want to go through the trial tribulation. They don't want to go through the headache, and I don't blame them. And the first thing they're going to say, marriage is boring. How marriage is boring? I can understand why they look at it in a Christian perspective. At least I respect old people. Now, when you do get married, people, be prepared. Time's going to change when you with that person. What I don't get about married people, they when they marry, they start cheating. There are people they always say don't commit adultery, but they do it anyway. I would never mess with a married woman. And I don't think a woman should not mess with a married man. Because sooner or later, they belong to somebody. But like I said again, single people need to stay with single people. Marriage people need to stay with marriage people. It would be better like that. Because single and marriage, it just don't go together like that. I will never get married because I'm not the only one. I'm the only that never been married. Maybe people in my family never got married, but it's always in the black community are the one that's never been married. But ask me, give me your comments, give me your video response. Why do you think that is? Why do you think in our community we're the only one when it comes to marriage been questioned? People don't get no married. Men, brothers ain't taking care of no kids. You got sisters don't even want to have babies. So what does that tell you right there? We're dying out. And it's sad that you have to go to another race in order to find somebody. I feel sorry for sisters have to do that. I feel sorry for brothers have to do it. But you're going to get dogged in any other races, so they know different. Black men and black women got to get their stuff together because I'm going to tell you something. There's a real reason why that black men and black women having a main issue. I ain't focused on the other race. What other races focus on, that's them. But it's always in the black community is the main one. I had to put this video up because it bothers me so much. I don't think it's not going to change no time soon. I really don't. I really don't. Because people get married in that age when they in their 30s. That don't make no sense. Women have to get married when they in their 30s. It's sad. I feel sad for black women are the ones that not having kids. And when they do got kids, they ain't thought about having kids. They expect the men taking kids for them. But that's our community. And a lot of that is still going to be black men's fault because he out there spreading this seed. But they don't say that to other men. Who the men they always prefer they say it to? Is brothers. That's why black men need to control their sperm. Men in general. But every other man do the same thing. Nobody said nothing. But when you date other races of women, they don't talk about these women like brothers do to the sisters. You got black women won't say a word from other races of men, but yet they'll say something about their own. See, that tells you right there how conditioned they is. I don't know if I'm ever going to get married or not, but frankly, I don't think it's not going to happen. If I do get married, it ain't going to be one of my own race. It's going to be someone else. And it's kind of sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. I've been hearing this from my sisters and them. You know, my two sisters never been married. Never. Basically, they shacking up. My sister was asking a question trying to say that I didn't think nothing of it, but I don't want to hear my sister ask a question on her personal life, talking about she never have you know what for so long. I didn't want to hear about it. How you think I feel? And it pissed me off. It really is. It's pissed me off that we're the only community do stuff like this. But then we get mad when some of our own people dating other races, we want to get angry. I don't get that. Give me your comments. Give me your video response. Why you think that is? But I already know what the problem come from. The problem come from the 1970s When the fanatism came in, came from the downfall from the white community, then it went from the black community. Nobody said nothing about that, do they? I don't know what's going to be in 2045 and 2048. Better yet, it's going to be what's going to be in 2057. We're going to be extinct. By the time we're finished. We're finished. But, you know, and I ain't nothing wrong seeing other folks. I commend that, because don't be keep on waiting from another race, because it's sad that we're the only group do this. Black men and black women really hate each other. I noticed that, but they act like kids. You will never hear that of a white man and a white woman, even though they have some problems with each other, but they will never put each other out in the public like that. You will never hear Asian men and Asian women do it each other like that. You will never hear a Latino man and Latino woman do it like that. But why is it in the black community, it's a group of people do stuff like that? I want to ask the sisters and brothers, and we can't ignore this. I know why there's black women why black women become single moms.
Are you single?
No. Become single moms, because I get what the problem is, and it started from the crack epidemic, the gang banging, and all this other stuff, and we're gonna pay for this. But I see what people are talking about. At least white people, they get married. White people get somebody. Oh yeah, they can. Even Asian, even Latino people, they can get married. Even Middle East. But in the black community, we need to look at these other races. Look at these other races. Other races are happy. But why is it that in the black community that they're not happy? And it bothers me. Black men and black women ain't never gonna change. They got too much anger, animosity to each other. But when they get around other races, they don't say nothing. So that tell you something right there. I love other races of women, but I want to be with my own race. But if I have to look at other races, then that's it. But what other race is going to do? The other race is no different than my own. Let's be honest. They messed up like everyone else. You got to ask yourself. I'm 28 years old. I'm getting a certain age. I ain't getting no older. And I ain't getting no younger. I might not never have kids, because the way how this thing was set up like that, having a mess with a lot of females, it get old and tired. Having sex with a lot of females, it get old and tired. A lot of guys are careful now. Same thing, there are women slept with a lot of dudes. I don't like doing this video because it gets you frustrated. But it's not just black men. I even heard some white dudes never got married. It is too bad out here. It's too bad. I don't know if it's the economy went bad. I don't know if it's divorce rates are going up. I don't know if it's because that men cause of women's problems, that the men cause women problems, getting raped and beat up on women and all that. It's probably got a lot to do with it. But it's the same way there are women, the same way that women abuse men and stuff like that. And I know people gonna laugh. Men get raped too by a she female or tired men in the bed and playing her sex toys and use that, or use a male strap. You know what I mean? So men get raped just like females. So I don't know why has it always been like that. I really don't know. I've been asking this question for a long time. And go to the club scene. What's out there? Ain't nothing out there in the club scene. I'm making a video. Ain't nothing out there making no club scene. I will never get married. It just ain't gonna happen for me. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life till I'm 89 or something. It is really sad. That special girl, that the girl of your dreams, it will never come true. Because some of these guys that went to high school ain't never get the girl of their dreams. Never. Who I'm kidding? It ain't gonna happen. Only way you gotta get some sex when you tell women what they want to hear. It is really, really, really sad that it had to be like this. But I see why men have multiple sex partners, but especially when they mess with a lot of females. I see why women have a lot of guy friends. You know what that is? I don't know. I just want to see what marriage is like for me to get married and brought a child in the world. But in 2015, it's not going to happen for me. It's really not. It's not going to happen. But I'm not going to bring no baby in the world, especially in the wrong, in the bad state it in the bad state it in of the world now. You know, I see why people don't want to get married, because people get screwed over in the system. It's not the women that's the problem. It's not the men. It's the way its system built itself. The family unit of the family law. They had to go to that man's money until he beyond his death when he died. That means she can live the rest of her feet on his salary the rest of her life. She ain't got to do anything. That explains why women get in houses. That explains why women can drive the cars. That explains why they pushing careers. Women pushing careers. I don't have nothing against that, but how can a woman can be a career woman then start to have a family? It don't work like that. And they expect you to raise another man's children. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I saw my uncle went through it. He went to his grave, and I'll be damned if if it happened the same results to me. I wasn't brought up like that. I wasn't brought up calling women out of their names. I'm not that dude that's having babies by different women. I was never been that guy. Because it always gets to me. But I know why guys do this, because they figure that as long as that women gonna fall for it, they're gonna keep doing it. I swear. Who I'm kidding? Getting married, it ain't gonna happen to me. I never forget what I'm gonna wrap this up before I go. My uncle told me, Marquise, whatever you do, don't get married. At first, I was thought about the time, and I was 20 at the time. At first, I always thought about it. Why he telling me this? And he's telling me not to get married, or he telling me to don't get married, or married for the right person instead of married the wrong person. Because look at the situation he in, and he do everything he can to try to please this woman. Man feel like he's a prisoner in his own home, but it's the state. It's the damn state of a marriage system that we're in. People do not know what real love is. But what is the meaning of love? What is the meaning of marriage? These men, they always talking about the men don't give a damn about the children. Women don't give a damn about kids either. So what is the point? And I'm not encouraging people not to get married. But look how this system was bringing itself. And it needs to change, because otherwise you ain't gonna see more people pop out those rings. I wish that would one day it could be happening to me, for I could marry that special lady in my life. But it would never be this way, because you want to know why? Because what I'm gonna get in return when I get married? She's gonna get the house, she's gonna get the car, and the kids gonna be with her. I ain't gonna get nothing. All I'm gonna get a legacy. That's it. That's all a man can get. You see how this system set up itself. You see how they let these marriage counselors come up in there and fuck up the fuck up the marriage. Excuse my language. I have to go there, but damn, I see. I see why. I see why men and women keep doing they do it. Because once you marry the game, you're going to get played out in the game. You got to divorce it out into the game. People, all I can say about this, man, even if you don't have nobody, you have to love yourself enough to this world, men and women. Some people might find that special person. Some people feel like they're not going to find that special person. Or some people will die of loneliness. And I ain't gonna lie, I get lonely sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you. It ain't gonna happen. I get frustrated, but I really get sad. I ain't gonna lie, I get angry sometimes. I get tired of laying in my bed alone, not having no one. Ooh, I'm this mad. And I'm telling you, it's gonna rise it up because people are gonna get tired of it. And I'm gonna tell you, all you dudes out there that think that you can do what you want to do, you need to watch out for those dudes out there that really want a family unit and they're not gonna stand for it. And you bad boys, I'm talking about y'all. They coming at y'all, man. I'm telling you. You so-called women, you need to be careful about these damn other women who want to distinguish of being a wife. But they might not get that special man in her life because of women like y'all, them fast women, sleeping around with a lot of men and prostitute yourself to a man and all this and that. It's more acceptable now, and somebody's gonna pay for that. And you tell me that's something a good life to be braced on. Ooh, I'm just done dressing this. But you got to ask yourself this: when I'm gonna pop that question for years to come? Because frankly, I don't think it's not gonna happen to me no time and no time soon. Just give me your comments, give me your video response, and I want to ask what your views about this. All right. And it's your boy Domination. This is back of the basic. Chuck of the Deuces. I would do text, baby. Until next time. All right. Peace, and I'm out.